Anyways, guys, I'm back. And you know what? Let's talk about my least favorite subject all around. When people force dark and gritty. Listen, to me, you have to have you have to have it happen naturally. And a really good example of this is Archie Sonic and setting up. Like those are actual like examples I use because it knew when to make you laugh, it knew when to be serious, and it knew when to make you freaking cry or feel for these characters. Now, we go into freaking Titans. And trust me, I'm so unimpressed by the thing. I really feel like DC is like DC is screwing itself because it's just trying to be dark and angsty because a lot of us think it's the answer to Teen Titans Go. Yeah, we want something a little more serious. But here's the thing: Teen Titans, the original show, had balance, actual factual balance. You know, balance. Something that you writers should actually know, and something I practice to a fucking T when I write. But yeah, I get it. You're trying to be the next little cool thing. You're trying to be like the next Arrow or whatever. You're trying to get everybody's attention. You're trying to be better than Riverdale, which Riverdale is in a class all its own because it likes to be dark and it likes to say, "Oh yeah, we're being dark and edgy. Ooh yeah, oh yeah, we're angsty. Ooh, the teens love us. Ooh." Yeah, I could go on. I could go on and on and on about Riverdale. That's a video for another day. Just, just, just honestly, just honestly, this is the kind of thing I personally just hate. Hate. Literally, literally hate. And sorry for the background noise. I just got it. You guys got to deal with it. I can't really fix it. But let me talk to you guys about it. So I'm just okay. Here's the thing. Having an angsty, like having Robin with attitude, that's okay. The old series did that. But having Robin flat out say "fuck Batman," you know, like let me tell you something. Robin may always Robin when he started the Titans, some depictions he may have been angry at Batman, but he never just said flat. He never flat out said fuck. He never said flat out fuck Batman. You know, and you kind in the original Teen Titans, you can probably say that probably they had a falling out, but he said I'm not Batman. By him saying he's not Batman, it acknowledges that Batman that he doesn't really that he wants to prove that he can be a hero without Batman. Not straight up, oh fuck Batman, just it's fucking dumb. It's really fucking dumb. Just like Raven is the only thing that actually kind of makes sense because our storylines sometimes in the old comics could get pretty fucking dark. And that's the only thing that makes real actual sense. Beast Boy CGI looks stupid. Starfire looks like a fucking hooker more than anything else. In the writing from what I got from the trailer seems like some angsty kid listening to freaking My Chemical Romance, Fall Out Boy, and Green Day all rolled up in the one. Just the angst is on display just to appeal to a bunch of freaking angsty teens. Like really. And trust me, we're gonna see a bunch of shots with freaking Robin with his shirt off, and I'm just gonna roll my, and when I see it, I'm gonna roll my eyes and be like, yeah, fuck this show, fuck this show. No, no, I don't mind a little bit of fan service, but like, I know it's gonna be blatant as hell. It's just dumb. This whole fucking Titans thing is dumb. But you want to know what? What's even more? What's even more stupid? The one thing that actually gave me hope was Shazam, because Shazam from the trailer, it's it's having fun. It's poking fun at itself and having fun doing it. And I'm just happy that it's doing that. I'm just wondering why it's so hard. It's so hard. It's been so hard for DC to just have fun with these movies and actually just go wild, but not going like too wild into the other direction. Everything needs balance, people. We can't just have one thing super silly, or we can't have one thing that's super dark. Things have to be balanced for things to work properly. You know, I talk about balance a lot sometimes, well, around people, but the thing is, you cannot make just this gritty, dark show. That's how I felt about the little Power Slash Rangers thing, because it focused way too hard on the dark. Like, I know, we get like these, ooh, what if the Teen Titans were really dark? We're getting a gritty and dark Sabrina, and something, the Dark Adventures of Sabrina, which I didn't even read, a comic that I didn't even read because I read like a little bit of it, and I was like, you guys think that's cool? You guys think that's edgy? No, 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 no. It's just you guys trying to force darkness in something that shouldn't be dark. Maybe serious, but not dark. I just was like, you know what? Fuck this. Like, I know you guys are like, we need a gritty and dark reboot. See, we need a something that's serious in tone, but can be light, has moments of levity, so people can catch their breaths instead of just boom, having Robin basically beat or kill those crooks because fuck Batman, fuck Batman. It doesn't matter. And then we get stuff like Batman versus Superman, which you guys already know how I feel about that. And you guys know how I feel about Justice League, which is more the same. You guys focus on the gritty. You guys focus on the realism way too much. Instead of just actually trying to tell a story. It's like you guys try so hard and so desperately to just try and shove as much dark shit in these movies as you can. And you never try to actually make or tell a story. Batman vs Superman, fight. Batman vs Superman, fight with no actual good reasons of why they're fighting. Freaking Justice League, boring and trying to be like freaking Avengers. It failed miserably. It felt miserably at that, to the point where Ben Affleck's like done with being Batman, which I didn't really hate Ben Affleck. He was actually an okay Batman. Sure, I didn't like where Batman was going, but you know, it is what it is. DC, if you don't, if you don't at least attempt to achieve some sort of balance with these things, people are gonna leave this shite in droves. You know, even the kids who actually read the Titans comics can tell you that this shit is bad. And yes, the Teen Titans have dealt with a lot of mature topics, but going straight into dark and gritty like we're we're reading the like we're reading fucking like we're reading fucking Youngblood. It's just it's not fucking cool, man. DC, for once, just have fun for once. Un- Unloosen yourself, because those animated series that you guys used to do, those were fun. You guys told serious stories when you wanted to, and you were goofy when you needed to be. It was never like one thing. You were like your like the DC animated universe was many, many, many things. It wasn't just pinned down as goofy or dark. The thing I really truly hate is that no one in DC is gonna listen to this video. You know, you guys are just gonna keep on doing this dark and gritty shit because you think people that you think people who watch this stuff is gonna really enjoy the Titans, enjoy your other stuff. I didn't see Aquaman. I didn't see the Aquaman trailer yet, and it probably may show that you guys are actually listening. Well, from what I saw from this past few years, when the DC cinematic universe was up before you guys changed it, you guys didn't show me any promise or anything for that matter. Jeff Johns can only do so much, man. I just want I want a good Superman movie. I want a good Batman movie. I want a good Green Lantern movie. I want a good I want a good Aquaman movie. Anything that can represent these characters fairly and show the ones who don't read comics why we love uh, show the people why we and show the people who don't read comics why we love these characters so much. Sometimes sometimes I go on tirades when I'm talking about freaking when I'm talking about freaking Justice League or Batman Vagina Superman. Yeah, I said vagina. Anyways, because these are characters we all love, that we grew up with. And it doesn't matter about if you want them violent, but it has to fit in some way. You can't just make them dark and gritty and just, oh, this is how the real world is. We don't watch this. We don't watch UDC to project the real world. We don't read your books to project the real world. We want to see heroes fighting against good and evil. And yes, you can be a little bit dark, you can be a little bit violent, but when you go too far, you guys don't know when to stop. That's the thing. Y'all don't know when to stop. And you just keep on doing it. And the one thing that gave me hope was the Shazam trailer, because y'all had fun with it. And I can tell. It wasn't about showing a dark, a representation of our real world with these heroes. This is a kid who goofed around. When I saw in the trailer, there's a kid who goofed around, got himself some powers, and he's just a 12-year-old in a big dude's body. For those of you that don't know, Shazam, it's like big. It's like big with superpowers. Like, how hard is that, DC? How hard? Like, when you guys actually decide, yeah, let's make it goofy. Because I'm already having good feelings about that trailer already. Titans just made me, just turn away in disgust. Because I was like, I'm all for a live action Titans show. I'm all for it. But now it's like, fuck this show, man. We got Goofy, and now we got We got laughably serious. That's what sucks. To see the characters that we love, not being treated with any kind of respect, and yet I know people are gonna flock to this because darkness, angst, real world stuff. I don't hate the people who want to go for that. If you want to, I'm not gonna sit here and say like you're wrong, because that's something that Animat would do. I respect you guys for if you guys like Titans. You're not a comic book reader and you've never really seen the Titans before, but you understand, but you know that people love it or hate it. You know, this might be for you. For comic book readers like me, yeah, I don't know. I'm probably gonna watch one episode and then like pass on it. Really, that's what it mean. You know, to me, that's what it means to be me. You know, I'm a guy who doesn't mind a little darkness, doesn't mind a little grayness, but it has to make sense and it has to be balanced with the world that you're trying to set. You can't just have people being gritty and angsty for no reason. It has to make sense. But hey, what do I know? I'm just an amateur writer that kind of knows these characters in and out, and don't claim that if I was writing them, that this is the real canon of the DC universe. Zack Snyder. And oh yeah, Zack Snyder. I'm glad you're not doing any more of the cinematic, you know, any of the DC movies anymore, because you need to go fuck yourself. Like when you said that comment, like honestly, I sat there and was like, you're not writing the real canon of Superman. You are writing your own little fanfic. Like, you know, you're like old Frankie boy. You guys used to do cool stuff, but now it's like with Frank Miller boy, it's all about writing his perverse fanfic, and you're just like convincing yourself that your Superman was better than anybody else's. You know why I like the old Superman movies? Because it showed Superman at his best. You know, and even when Zod and the others kicked his ass, it showed him at the low point without trying to be too without trying to lean the other way, like having Superman just being in this rock star depression. But you know what? If you want to see that, you gotta go see Justice League Act of God, because even DC writers that write in the comic books that were doing Elseworld stories, even they don't know how to write Superman sometimes. It's another one of those Elseworld stories which he gets with Wonder Woman. And he's like, the reason they lost their powers is so they can have babies. And, you know, it kind of reminds me of Highlander. And Highlander, ooh, boy, we're going to talk about that some other day. We're going to talk about Highlander some other day. But listen to me, guys. Listen to me. Like, truly, honestly, listen to me. I'm not saying that I personally don't like you if you like Titans. If you think that Titans is gonna be good for you, go ahead and watch it. I ain't gonna sit here and say you shouldn't. Again, that's more of an Animat thing. You know, hating on people for liking something that he doesn't like. And yes, I will always use Animat as an example because to me he's a bitch. Blocking people because they don't agree with you, because they're not giving you the old souk. They're not giving you the old metaphorical souk. I don't really give it. That makes me not really give a shit. But anyways, I'm done here, folks. I'm Bugsy, and I'm signing off. Bye, folks. And DC, clean up your act, please. It's embarrassing.